How long was it? It's already 11:30 beta. Edit करेगा ना? ये करना. Yes. I can talk for hours and hours. Yes. Because I've learned so much from my life.
Hi guys, today is a really special episode for me because my father's here in Bali, he's visiting me and we're spending some time together. So, yeah, I'm very grateful that we get to do this and it was unplanned. I mean, I did have it in my head and I did want to record an episode with him because the support of my parents and wherever I am today, this is so much because of whatever I've been blessed with and wherever I come from. So yeah, let's just get to it. I'm gonna pick his brain on a bunch of stuff and yeah, just discuss about our relationship, how it's been, and how much work it has taken for us to even be here today. So this is about that. Hi Dada.
Hello, beta.
How are you feeling?
Very good.
Very good.
Proud of you, beta.
Thank you. So yeah, like without since we are limited in time and you have your flight in some time, I just want to quickly start addressing the fact that we didn't always have a relationship which was so close, and at least from my end, it used to be very uh, I would say tense in a certain sense. When we even used to live in Bombay, there were, we would hardly talk because I don't know, it was a bit awkward for me, and it was nothing that, like you did or anything, but it was more around how, like I grew up and we sort of grew apart, and then eventually, like, it took effort from both of our ends and communication more than anything, where, like I was very open with you and I was very transparent in how I felt and growing up and all of that. And yeah, I mean, it's not perfect, but it's still, a step that we've taken to be here today. So, what do you have to say around that? And what is your take on that? What was it like for you? And yeah.
All right. First of all, I must thank Almighty for giving two good daughters. I'm proud of you both. And when you say tens and all, okay, the way we lived our lives, especially my childhood and all. So we have seen the struggle in life. So I didn't want, honestly, we didn't want, me and Mama never wanted you people to suffer the way we did in our childhood. So that's why we were a little tense in the sense that looking at your future, your studies, if you didn't do well in studies, we were little tense. What holds for future? So because in India, unless until you are highly educated, I know it's a myth actually. You don't need to be very highly educated. You need to be practically educated so that you can face the challenges of today's world. It's ever demanding, ever growing, and very demanding. And university degree is only not going to get you all this experience. So in a way, we were actually very insecure about future of you both. That's what maybe sometimes you must have felt that we were drawn away from each other or something like that. But believe me, we are very happy to have you and Stavia as our daughters, and we can't ask for anything more.
That's so sweet. I love you.
Coming back to this trip, I never even had, because I was telling Mama a few days back before coming here, maybe a month back, that this season, this year, we are not going to go any foreign trip because of some financial constraints, you may call planning. But then all of a sudden you said, okay, so we both would have loved to come together, but because of commitments back home, our plants, our aquarium fishes, they are very, very dear to us. So one of us have to be always there. So it's a bit difficult to live together. But I'm happy that even at a short notice, one thing, Indonesia, you don't require visa. Otherwise, that would have taken some more time. But visa on arrival made it easy. So I planned within a week. I was here. And thank you very much for taking me around Bali, and we had a wonderful time trekking. Never imagined that I can complete the trekking for 2 hours, but then the spirit being with my daughter, so it took us to the top. We reached there. It took us 2 hours. We were lucky to view the sunset, as well as the next morning sunrise as well.
Mm.
Then we went to Uluwatu. We have seen fire dance. We have seen sunset there as well. So it was good experience, and
Nice.
I would have loved to spend some more time, but because of commitments,
Yeah.
you also have your work commitments, and the way you are looking ahead
Mm.
in life solo, that's the best thing. See, the best hands to help you are your own hands. You shouldn't be looking for some
Mm.
external forces or external support. Otherwise, you'll be too dependent on others. So
Right.
it's good that, and in a place like Bali, you're on your own. So I see a great future. Wish you all the very best. Lots of love
Thank
from me and Mama.
you. Coming back to this, coming back to what I was saying, that for me, one of the iconic moments in our relationships, at like the point which for me defined that, okay, this guy loves me so much, and for him, I'm probably everything, and my happiness is everything, was when, and this is a very emotional thing for me to express, but like last year when you guys were in, okay, cut. Like last year when you guys were in Paris, and I told you that I'm in love with a woman, and you were just like, for 2 seconds when you were just looking at me, and honestly, I was very apprehensive, and like there was also, I was scared to, like, I don't know if scared is the right word, but like, yes, I did have my own inhibitions that, okay, how's this gonna land and how they're gonna respond and all of that. And I clearly remember what you said to me, and that was that, like, you just looked at me for 2 seconds and you went like, I don't care about society and I don't care about extended family. As a father, I'll always support you. And then you just directly went into the practical bits of it, that, okay, yeah, if this needs to work, then this needs to be done, and da da da. So, what did it take for you to, like coming from our cultural context and coming from, like the society that we come from, and like, yeah, because for me, my friends, it was a very big deal that, oh my God, this was like, okay, leaving them aside, I myself did not expect that kind of a reaction. So what did it take for you, and like what was that for you, like to even say like something like that? And sorry, before you respond to that, it's not just for me, like even with Stavia, like, with her career, you've supported her blindly, like not even now, but you told her, go be a model if that's what you want to be. And just in terms of support, you've always been. So what does it take for you? Because society might not encourage that.
Right, a very very good question you asked me. Right. See, the thing is that what's the most lovable things for me and Mama? You too. You are the jewels. So we love you both, and anything we takes to make you people happy, we are there. It's not about, see, the society and the world. No one really matters. It's up to you how you live your life. And you are an individual. You have got every right to choose the way you want to live your life. But as parents, we always have that apprehension or that fear that how will you progress in your life. If you are confident that, okay, whatever relationship or job or your own business, you are confident that you can make it, so you have got full support, and we will keep supporting you till the very last day. So, and coming back to accepting the relationship, see, it's your choice, it's your decision, your life. We need to give you that much scope and say confidence and freedom to choose the life you want to live. That's what I know. It's in India. It's very difficult. But the thing is that I have seen lot many difficult days right from my childhood. So the practical experience gives me this belief that no one is there to help you except yourself. So if I take any decision, I have to stand by with us. Then, if it goes well, I should definitely be very proud of myself. But God forbid, if it goes wrong, I shouldn't blame the others. So that much confidence one has to have, and I see you have that. And it's what is success? Success is different for different people.
Mhm.
Some people may feel that, okay, I earned this much, so much money, wealth, I am very successful. For some people, you may not have earned a lot of wealth and money, but still you are content, you are very happy with your life.
Right.
That's what is the most important thing.
Mhm.
So live every day and enjoy the day to the fullest. Keep trying, keep working hard. Even though you achieve something, you shouldn't stop there. You should push yourself that you have to reach to the next level. That is what will keep you going. And nothing is impossible in this world. It all is in our mind. If it's there, if you conceive the idea that, okay, one day I want to be there, and you see your picture there, I'm sure you're going to achieve that and reach that point one definitely one day in your life.
Thank you. Thank you. That was very insightful. And coming back to when you speak about all of this, and when I look at you, you are a huge source of inspiration. And I know that might not be the way you looked at it, because we had a conversation around this earlier where, I said that for me, you've been a person who just went on and did what they wanted to do, like in terms of, so just for context, you played cricket, and that's how, you gave us the life that we have. And coming from where we are, that again, you didn't come from a lot of privilege. You didn't come from that, like, yeah, things can, if things didn't work out, it wasn't like you could just, be taken care of, and life would still be difficult. And yet somewhere you made that decision, and continue doing that. And yeah, like, it's very okay today. Cricket is a big deal, and it is seen the way it is. But back in your day, when you were younger and when you were playing and all of that, it might not have been perceived as a safe career, if that makes sense, or something that will earn you your bread and butter and be able to support your family and, yeah, whatever else. But, like, in conclusion, in a nutshell, whatever we have around us, even you sitting here today, is because somewhere you believed in yourself and you followed that, okay, yeah, this is it. And yeah, that's how I look at it. And I remember speaking to you once, and you were like, it was more around survival for you. But so, what do you have to say around that? Because, so many people might not be good at studies, and, might not be good at, okay, this seems safe, but would I be a good fit, sort of a thing. So, what was the psyche behind, like, looking back at your life, that I'm sure things could have gone any other way, because you were also working in accounts department at, Tata Steel at some point, and that would have been a very different life if you didn't make your own decisions and sort of, again, like, challenge what everybody else was telling you, and just, closed your eyes and went on walking. So,
Right. First of all, I must really be thankful that I've been a cricketer. I don't know how I developed this habit or this liking for cricket. Cricket was followed in India a long time back, but modern day cricket, it's very widely followed and a lot of scope in cricket, not only for cricketers, even the ancillary uh, in cricket, which can get you a job or your livelihood. But thankfully, I played and I am a very hard worker. I've never been a very talented cricketer, natural. Whatever I achieved through my hard work. So that has given me a belief that if you want to succeed in life, you need to be prepared to stretch a little bit further than the others. There have been many players, my contemporary back home in Jamshedpur or in Bihar. They were much better than me, but eventually they couldn't make the grade. But because I was very hardworking and I was very honest with my work ethic, so I ended up playing and I played a decent level. And because of cricket, I got the job, at least something to support my family. But I was not very happy with the job because the work culture, it's not fair to really criticize, but uh, the things would have been a lot better had the work culture has been better at Tata Steel. I felt so many times you need to be psychophan to progress in your career, which was not my cup of tea. I had my share of sufferings. Then eventually I decided to quit in 2008. Thankfully, that early separation scheme, which keeps you paying every month till the retirement age, that given me a confidence. And I was confident that if I get into coaching field, I will do well. So that belief, if you believe yourself, you will definitely get some support from somewhere, divine support, you may call it. So eventually, after leaving, I started my own academy, and within months, I made a mark in my own city and talked about throughout the city. Whereas people have been for last 10, 15 years, they have been doing their coaching business, but I could match them within 6 months after setting it up. But then I realized because the ground where I started my coaching academy was not very big. So, in a way, I was not doing justice to the children who were coming to seek coaching from me. Then, in the meanwhile, I applied for a job in BCCI. So, thankfully, I was selected in 2006, and 2007 I was offered the job. I went to Bombay. Then I was not relieved from Tata Steel. I had to resign, which I was not prepared to. Because if something goes wrong with the job in BCCI, I won't have anything to fall back on. So that's why I said, no, I'll continue at Tata Steel. And after a year or so, there was early separation scheme. Then I opted for it without any offerings, job offering or something. I said that, okay, I'll start my own coaching. And I'm being honest, so I don't want a lot of money to live my life and support my kids. My only thing is that my kids should go to good schools, good colleges. I hope that's what I could do that. And after landing up a job in BCCI in 2010, which I refused in 2007. So it's a fairy tale kind of thing. The same job in 2007, I refused because I was not relieved from the Tata Steel with that early separation benefits. The same job came back to me in 2010, and I work really very hard at BCCI, in BCCI, and I'm very proud of what I've done in 10 years with BCCI. But again, I had a bad experience because I've been a very honest person. So,
Comes with his own.
so the thing is that okay, if something is goes wrong, it's my nature to point it out, whether it's going to really hurt you in your career. So eventually, that's what happened. I was terminated because pointing out certain facts which were not constitutional or legal, but because of the power, I was terminated. So I'm happy. It's almost 3 years. This December, it will be 3 years. So I'm still living my life, and I have a very supportive family. So that makes my job easier, and we are there for each other. The good days, bad days, everything. We will be together, and I'm sure we will have more good days than bad days because we are being honest, we are very hardworking, and now I'm a retired person. Now you and Stavia will have to take it forward, but I'm there to support till the very last. I can afford to. I can have enough means to support you, but at no stage don't ever think that we will back out. We, we means me and Mama will always be there. So I have compromised on a lot of things. I wanted to take this fight, but again, it's not only my life. There are three other lives. If had it been my only life, I would have definitely fought it with BCCI. But anyway, BCCI is a very powerful body back home in India. But I'm not scared, not afraid because I have not done anything wrong. The only mistake I may call it, or people may call it, many people have said that If you want to live in water, you can't make enmity with crocodiles. I said, okay, I'm a kind of person, I'm different from others. Everybody can, it's very easy to follow the crowd, but it's very difficult. Believe me, now I believe in last 2.5 years, it's really difficult. But if you have a belief, you back yourself. Maybe one day, you never know, the things will change for better. And the way I want to see the game is run in India is one day we will achieve that. That's it.
Okay. Coming back to the conversation. So I think this has been very helpful. And, although I've always known that, specifically the part where you said that you guys are always there to help and support me and Stavya. So, like, at one point you mentioned that, like when you're walking alone, the kind of support you have around you is very, very important. And I have been, again, I reiterate that I've been so fortunate that, my support system comprises you guys and also my friends in Paris and all other friends who've just told me that you go do your thing and we are here to support you in whatever way. And that in itself, it doesn't matter if I actually fall back on them or not, and I try my best not to, but even the fact that somebody says that to you, it is very, very helpful. It is very, like, for me, it really pushes me forward. And yeah, like, is that something that you had growing up? Is that something you had throughout? Or like, what were the challenges around that? Because I know what a difference it has made to my life. So I just believe that if that kind of support was there for everybody, then the world would just be a better place. Because I have partners in my success, is what I like to call it. That, yeah, these are the people because of whom I'm here. So what were the challenges around that?
See, I don't know. I mean, I was not very good at studies. I don't have any shame in accepting the facts. I was not a very genius or very intelligent. So I don't know. Even if I had got support from family in my younger days, I would have been an engineer or doctor or something. I don't think so. That's why I said I'm fortunate to play cricket and end up as a cricketer. Then I played my hand in administration, and I can really boast myself that I did a wonderful job as an administrator, because there are so many things which they were not in the system, which I tried. I mean, with support of my officers and my bosses, some systems in place so that equal opportunity for all the stakeholders, and I succeeded a great deal in that. And even now, I keep getting some calls once in a while. Some people still say that things were very good when you were there. So that's how the things, people should remember you for your work. That's what I believed in my life. And even though I may have been terminated, even the people who were responsible, they also realized that I was a very good worker. But unfortunately, I couldn't toe the line they were walking on. So I raised certain queries, points, say it hurt their ego, and eventually they terminated me. So coming back to my younger days, as I said, I was not very good at studies. But again, because of cricket, there are so many, what to say, with so much educational background better than me, they are still struggling. But because of cricket, cricket has given me everything in life. I don't know what I would have ended up if I had not played the game. Because of the game, I got the job. I could support my family. Then I got a job in BCCI. That's also again because of cricket. So, whatever life I had, I must be thankful to cricket. And thankfully, cricket is widely followed in India. It's a kind of religion. That also helped. And honestly, my best days, working best days, were 10 years of BCCI. Because there, earlier on, I struggled there as well, because I went from a small town and it's very difficult to people to accept somebody coming from a small town in a place like Mumbai making a mark. But eventually, I made a mark with because of my hard work, dedication, commitment, work ethic. I made a mark for myself, and I've been promoted as well because of my work. I got a good pay rise, everything. I can't expect anything more than what I got at BCCI. But the only thing is that the end, I would have loved a little bit more. What to say? Uh, Only I regret is that now I realize I shouldn't have really fought with these people because they are very powerful, money, muscle, powers, political, everything. But then I said, okay, when people say that God is there, so I took it up. I said, if it's in my destiny, nobody can stop it, right? If it's not in my destiny, nobody can give it to me. So I suffered a lot, not only in terms of money. I was made the tournament director of World Cup, and this 23 also there is a World Cup. If I were continuing, maybe that World Cup also I would have been there. But again, it was not in my destiny, so I don't really feel bad about it. So I must be thankful for whatever I had in my life, and I have now, and I will have in future as well. So it's a self belief basically.
Right.
And you mentioned you need support along the way, but you shouldn't choose your path believing that you will get support at every corner.
Right.
So if you are prepared to walk your journey alone, and along the way, if you get support, that's plus. But if you start your journey believing that people will support you, and if, God forbid, even 1 or 2% withdraw, then you in real trouble in a sense, because you would have planned something that okay, you have 10 helping hands along with you, but out of 10 some 3 4 pull their hands away, then how can you expect the others to feel for those hands? Sometimes you may be lucky, the other 6 might feel those hands, but sometimes they may say no, we are enough, so this is it. So then it will be very difficult. So choose your path, thinking that you're the alone, you have to back, you have to support yourself.
Right.
And along the way, if you get any support, that's good luck.
Be
And
grateful for that. Yep. 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 Interesting. So,
what else?
what else? Very interesting question that I want to ask you from a parent's perspective is that we have time, don't worry. That what was in your journey of parenting? What was one significant moment, or what was even looking at our relationship, the way it has evolved from, you know, I don't know, there's no way to describe it, but the way that it has evolved, what is your takeaway from that, and what do you even think about it? If you don't think about it, it's fine. But yeah, like what are your insights into it from that perspective?
I want to be very honest,
Mm.
right? So at times I feel that I was not a ideal parent. Now I realize because okay, I was playing, right? Most of the time I was traveling.
Mm.
Fine. Even if I was at home, because of the work pressure, as I said, the working culture was really very difficult. So somehow I couldn't learn to keep my work, professional life and personal life separate. So that's what I used to come home, and that's where I always been withdrawn kind of person, always been kind of angry at very small these things. So if given a chance, I would like to correct all those things, and I want to give more time to my children, which every child wants. Had I realized that long back, I'm sure you people would have been much more happier than what you are. So I have no shame in accepting that I could have been a better father. And again, if given a chance, I will definitely be a better father.
I think everybody is doing their best in their own capacity.
I know, but you need to be
And
really, really honest with your life. the way you lived, where you faltered, where you could have been better, then only you leave a chance to improve in life. If you feel that you have been the best, you have done whatever you have done, that was the best way to do it, then I'm sorry. So then there's no scope for improvement further. So that's why I say, okay, I tried my own way, little way to support, help, and everything. But that's not enough. More than support and all, children want their parents' time, affection, their attention, which honestly, now I realize, especially I could have done a lot better.
That's very
Sorry for
interesting.
that. I mean,
No, you don't have to
uh,
apologize. Of course, we are
no,
much older. Like, when I was younger,
I
of
know.
course, there was a lot of anger and resentment, which is why I said that, there was a tense relationship. But now, both Stavya and I, we're older, and we look at you guys not as parents, because that puts a lot of pressure. Ki, oh, they have to be like this, they have to be perfect, they have to be ideal, and all of that. And then, when, at least for me, that's the way it works, is that when I humanize them and I put them that, okay, I make mistakes, I learn from them, and I progress, and this is another person, they're allowed to do that, and they will make their own mistakes, and of course my mistakes have an impact on others, and
Sorry.
similarly, by virtue of us being interconnected, all of our lives are in a way impacting each other. So I think for me that was very helpful to sort of let go of all that anger and resentment. And so should you, like, you don't have to be sorry, and you don't have to apologize, because from the way I see it, you did your best, and with what you knew back then, you did your best, and you were doing your best. And yeah, I think that willingness to do better is something that makes me respect human beings in general. So I'm very happy to hear that, and I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of your values, and I'm very proud that I come from you. So yeah, that's that.
Thank you very much, beta. See, one thing always remember, no one on this earth is perfect, right?
Right.
Whether it's a human being or even whatever creature, no one is perfect. If anybody claims that he or she is perfect, that means they need to learn from a lot from their lives. They're not really learned the lessons of life, because it's not humanly possible to be perfect in every field, whether parenting, whether uh,
Partner.
I mean, with your spouse or your children or your extended family, it's humanly impossible. But one has to really make an effort to make it as close as to the perfection. If you do that and achieve closest to the perfection, I think you are successful.
It's great.
So that's what my mantra, my belief in life, and
Interesting.
that's it. And again, do well in life, hard work, commitment, perseverance, self belief. Self belief is the biggest tool that's going to really take you
Right.
far.
Great. Yeah, I believe that too. So
Okay. And
yeah.
I know you have in you, you can do it. Forget about the level of achievement and all. One step at a time,
Right.
but remember always, well begun is half the
Done.
battle won.
Yep.
So
Yep. Yep. Beginning well.
anything you do, prepare well, then only visualize the things, then start.
Mm.
There are many people, they think, okay, I will start, then along the way I'll keep improving. That also maybe for some people it might work, but universally it's a proven fact that you have to prepare well
Mm.
to succeed.
Yep. 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 So
Okay.
thank you so much for being so open and honest to
Love you, beta. I love
having
you.
this conversation. And there's just one last thing that I would want to address, since, like, the whole reason that I was doing this podcast is to be able to help other people through my own journey. And, like, if anybody derives any value from this, then I would consider my job done. So, yeah, with regards to that, even this conversation that we're having today, given, you know, our desi culture and brown parents and all of that, us having an open conversation is a big step in that. And for anybody who's listening to this, what is your insight or advice that you would like to share? Because one thing that's true is that none of this would have been possible if we weren't open and honest with each other. Like, to the extent that today there's nothing about my life that you don't know, like, past, present, future, whatever there is. And that has taken work, that has taken, effort on both our ends. And having said that, not everybody comes from that, kind of context, or that kind of, like, I think you are a very like, there's this whole concept of a feminine energy that, you're very nurturing, you are open to listening, and you're open to, giving love without being, I don't know if egoistic is the right word, but like, you listen basically, and you won't stay stuck to what you believe. So, yeah, what is the insight that you would want to share with, say, for example, somebody who's my age who's listening to this, and they want to have a better relationship with their parents, and might not understand how to go about it. So, yeah, to them, if you want to speak to them, what would it be that you would want to say?
I hope this audience, the audience predominantly will be Indian.
Mm-hmm.
So I can speak from the perspective of an Indian, the way we live our lives in India. I start with the younger generation, right? Your generation. Always believe and remember and believe one thing: parents are not your enemies. Okay? Because parents, they are the ones who will be with you till the very end. The world may leave you, but the parents will never. And today's world is such a fast world. I may I may be forgiven for saying so. We want to be Western only when it comes to have chill and fun. But when it comes to the work ethic, commitment, and all, we never want to be like Western people. I had the privilege of playing cricket in England. I spent more than 5 months, 3 years consecutively, 96, 7, and 8. The only thing what I was impressed with is that their self discipline. The banks open at 10 means 10. It's not 1 minute past 10. So if we can bring that into our Indian culture and the responsibility and the onus on the younger generation, because we lived our life, we lived our lives in a certain way, and it might be very difficult to change at this age, but younger generation can teach because a lot of you travel, you're fortunate to travel abroad, Western countries, US, and all other places, and you see the work culture, the discipline, how they support, and they take their work so seriously. Believe me, if we can do that, no other country can beat India. India is a wonderful country. I really love my country. The only thing is that we need to be keeping the pace with the Western world. So this is younger generation's responsibility to make a name for India in the world, make one of the best countries in the world, the best country in the world. And I'm sure all of us together, we can do it. This is as an Indian. Right. And when it's coming to the younger generation, you're spoiled for choices, honestly. In our day, there was only art, science, and commerce. Earlier, it was only science and arts, then slowly commerce. But there are so many options now, and you're confused. So, my sincere request to you, younger generation, and don't follow and don't copy the others, because every individual is different. And believe me, every individual has got some kind of positivity in themselves. The only thing is that we don't realize the strength within, and we want to follow the others or copy the others. In the bargain, we compromise with whatever quality we have. So you don't need to be a doctor and engineer and all to succeed in today's world. Whatever you do, you should be happy with that. Whatever profession you choose, you should be happy. At the end of the day, it's your life. Okay, we live in a family culture. We are very pampered in a way. There are plus and minus, but believe me, if you study yourself and you know who you are, the sooner it is better for your career, your life. I hope you all will take this as only an advice, and it's not to offend or hurt anybody. I know our younger generation of Indians are very, very matured. They are very smart. They know what is good for them, and they know how to succeed in life. They know the value of hard work, commitment, work ethic. I don't need to teach, but it's only an advice from an elder, and I hope it's really helpful to you all, those who are listening to. Coming back to parenting, somebody like maybe mid 40s or mid 30s starting just parenting. So I openly accept that I could have been a better father. So my request to all the new parents, would be parents, your children are the biggest wealth on this earth. So you need to be very practical bringing them up. They don't only want the all the basic what do you call what do you call that
Amenities, luxuries.
you don't need to give every possible comfort, they want your time, they want your attention, which honestly I couldn't. Because of my profession, I was traveling all the time playing cricket. Most of the time I was away. Even when I was home, because of my work commitments, my work culture was not such that I used to bring that into family. So sometimes I neglected my daughters, which is not good at all on a young generation, young children, because they up to the age of 7, it's a very, very important stage in a child's life. I wish I had learnt all this when I was parenting. My children were growing. Now because of YouTube and reading books and all, I gather all this information. So up to 7 years is a very important age for the parents to. These 7 years can really determine your child's growth. You have to give everything to their, but you know very well how far you can stretch, how much, because till the age of 7, the children, they don't know what is right, what is wrong. But if you give them that freedom, they will become a self motivated pupil. For at every step, if you say don't do this, don't do that, a child of 3 years, 4 years, that he or she doesn't know anything, what is right, what is wrong. If it's do something wrong, in a polite way, teach them. It's not right, it's not correct. So they will keep that, they will adopt that, and it will stay with them forever. If you start scolding with them, anger at them, they will also become the same. But after 7 to 13, again, that is where the parents' role comes. Here, you don't need to give away to everything to them. Don't compromise on everything what they want. Because after 7, the brain develops. There, you can teach them. You can tell them, no, this is not done. So there is a way. But believe me, the quality time you spend with your children, that is the biggest support or upbringing you can give to your children. They value that more than anything else. I hope my advice or my suggestion will really help. And good luck to all. Thank you very much.
Coming, uh, sorry, I want to ask the question again, which is that what insight do you want to share with somebody who wants to, communicate with their parent better or build a better relationship with their parent? So, because like you said, that the onus is on the younger generation, but like for everybody, it might not be the same. You get it? Like for us, we were fortunate that you guys were so open to even listen. So, what is it that we or somebody who's listening to this and wants to, you know, have a better,
Right.
yeah.
So see, the thing is that it's both. It's a both way. Traffic cannot be one way always, right? It has to be both ways.
Mm-hmm.
So why I say younger generations, onus on younger generation, because the world has changed a lot
Mm-hmm.
from the time we were born.
Right.
Because we lived in a certain way, we still want our children to. But honestly, there are so many parents. They're matured now. They give that freedom. But in India, still a lot to be done. Honestly. So even the children also, when you are about 10, 12, then you need to understand your parents as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because see, at 10 and 12, you don't have any burden, right? Just go to school or colleges and that's it. But when parents, they have to plan your future, they have to plan the expenses for your studies and all. Every parent wants to send their children to the best schools and best colleges. But all the parents are not so fortunate. Honestly, I never thought that I can send my children to English medium school, which was a luxury when I was a child. So that way, if you're positive, so I need to plan a lot of things for their tuition fees, their school fees, their dress, their books, and all. And with the limited means, it becomes really tough. So their children also need to understand how much your parent earn. Don't stress your parents because at the end of the day, if the parents are happy and free, then only they can support you and they can give you all kind of backing, all kind of support. So, as I said, it's a two-way traffic. And to the parents, again, I've already mentioned about the age 7 and after 7 to 13. These two stages are very vital. I know every parent loves their children. I don't see any parent not loving their children. But love is not that everything. You need to give a discipline, inculcate a sense of discipline, self-discipline, work ethic, culture, respecting others, all these kind of life skills. If you can teach right from the very young age, that will really help your children as well as you. Because when people see that okay, such and such is the child of this parent, so you also will be very proud. So again, it's a two-way traffic. We, as parents, we need to understand the psychology of the growing children, modern children, present day children. And again, the children, they also need to realize the changing world, the demands on the parents, the stress on the parents. And believe me, it's very tough whether it's a working class or business class. It's not like olden days when businessmen were really enjoying a lot. Even in business also, there's a lot of competition. And if you're working class, again in offices, we all know less said is better. We all say that everything is perfect, but honestly, the work culture needs to change for better. Not any particular one organization or the other. If you ask any working class people, they all will 9 to 5, they say, but going is the time for going to office is fixed, but returning back is not fixed. So how can a human life, why that 8 hours shift was or office hours was established? Because the human concentration level or human energy, 8 hours you can give your best in the workplace. But when you stretch those 8 hours to 10 and all, 10, 12 at times, we have also felt and we have gone through that. And believe me, in 8 hours, if you are honest to your work, you don't need to overstay, honestly. Many people, because I've worked under a lot of stress, in the sense it's very demanding, because from our office there are so many stakeholders, travel, their appointments, everything was controlled. So if I go back on certain this thing, then the stakeholder suffers. That's where if I lack for one this thing, then I need to stretch my working hours. So I really can't blame the organization or my bosses for that. It's the individual. That's why I said self-belief, self-discipline, work ethic. If we have all this in us, I'm sure we all are going to enjoy our working life, our business life, and family life as well. So we need to learn to keep the family life separate and work or business life separate. The day the parents learn that, the family atmosphere will be very, very, what to say, healthy, very lively. At the same time, children also, it's not, every day is not Sunday. So there will be ups and downs, whether you're working or in business. Children also need to be smart enough to understand if a father comes from office or business, looking at his face, the children should realize that, okay, today my father had a tough day in office or work or business. So I need to give him some space. Try to be supportive. Supportive in the sense, try to draw him away from that whatever uh, tough situation he or she had in office or in business. Sooner you draw him or her from that phase, the remaining day will be, the evenings will be very good. Just ask, okay, we can go for a drive or something like that. So to take the time and mind off from whatever happened during the day. So these are very small things, but the thing is that we run after big things, neglecting the small things which are real, which creates real happiness in one's life. So I hope I have given my insight. Someone who has openly accepted that I could have been better when my children were growing up. So this will really help. I'm sure many parents are doing that now their because of the social media and YouTube and all. There are so many resources available. Even the parents, they are also very, very, what to say, where they accepted the fact that they also need to keep the pace with the developing world. That's how they can make their children happy. And again, the children are smart enough. They know better than the parents how to use the social media and all. So take the best use of all the positive from social media to make your family life a better family life altogether. So enjoyable as a family. And if you can do these small things correct and right, I'm sure every family will be happy.
Right.
At the end of the day, money is not everything. Money can buy you certain things, but not happiness. Happiness can be developed at home, whether you have money or not, you can still do that. So it all depends on how we take our life, how much we want, how much we want our family to be happy.
Right.
No other person or no other families can make our family happy. So it's the onus on us as family.
Great. Okay. Thank you so much for being so open and honest. And hope this helps somebody. And let's go. Let's go. We're running late for your flight. So
Thank you very much.
thank you. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
all.
you. Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye bye. Hope you guys had fun. If you like this, please share it with somebody. It could help. And yeah, the details are in the description below as usual. Thank you so much for listening. Bye bye. Take care.
Mm.